So, Wilbur, what is going on? You've been writing some great stuff here.
Yeah, how do you like that new book idea I came up with?
Well, I think it's a great idea. Of course, you've already got several books, but I think it's about time you get that one out.
I'm going to add a couple more things to it. I was going to make the last picture show the whole book, but I came up with some excerpts from previous books. Also, those last three articles are actually articles I wrote 20, 25 years ago, but like with Vic, I just updated it with modern stuff, with stuff we're going through now, showing how things are going. The word today is red flag laws. One of my writers with the Butcher Shop, Mr. Chris Anders, turned in something a week ago. We hit it. Chappie hit it one way, I hit another, but Chris nailed it. Can I let you hear it?
Yeah, let's have it.
All right. It says red flag laws. Here's what will really happen. It's a Sunday night, and your family is all gone to bed. You let the dogs back in and lock the deadbolt like you do every night. All the lights are off now, except a couple of night lights scattered throughout the house, leaving that dim glow throughout your home. It's bedtime, and work and school are going to come early in the morning. You crawl in bed, kiss your wife, and drift off to sleep, being thankful for the air conditioning that allows you to pull that heavy quilt over your shoulder despite the fact that it's still 85 degrees outside. A few hours pass. 0200 Monday morning, your wife taps on your leg and says, "Baby, I heard something outside." As you sit up, you hear the dog growling in the living room, and you know something isn't right. You grab your trusty old 870, and you head to the living room. Your wife grabs her 9mm and heads down the hall to the kids' room just like you've rehearsed many times before. "Good boy," you say as you enter the living room, trying to calm down the dog and your wife, just as the splinters fly across the room and the front door flies open. Oh, beep! That's a dirty word there. As you shoulder your weapon and send a load of double-aught bucks across the living room, you see the perpetrator fall into a heap. Before the "thank God" can even cross your brain, you see a second man coming in through the door and you fire again. This time, you hear the pop of your wife's 9mm as she joined in the fight. It has to be those damn meth heads from down in town. Just then, you are consumed by a wall of bullets, and you can see multiple muzzle flashes just outside the door, and you realize that something isn't right. You turn to yell at your wife to get down just in time to see her take a load of buckshot to the face as her brain matter splatter all over the wall behind her. You feel the burning 5.56 bullets riddling your body. One clips your spine, and you're scampering away and paralyzes your lower body. The last thing you see before you bleed out is a SWAT guy from the local PD holding your teenage daughter on the floor with a knee in her back as she screams and cries because she just watched your parents being murdered. Why did this happen? You're no criminal. You're a conservative and an honest family man. Your wife is a school teacher and your daughters are on the honor roll. How did this happen? Well, 2 days ago, you and your wife went down to welcome new neighbors into the community. Your wife made them some of her world-famous cookies, and you invited them to church on Sunday. Later that afternoon, you got a friend request on Facebook from your new neighbor, which you gladly accepted. They seemed a little odd, but in a few minutes that you talked, they were pleasant enough. The next day, you and your family sat in church. Your new neighbors scrolled through your Facebook profile. He saw that Trump 2020 post and got infuriated. See, he's a staunch liberal and he hates your kind. Yeah. The next thing these are hunting pictures you took last fall when your daughter bagged her first buck. Now he's seething with fury because he's wholeheartedly against slaughter of innocent animals. Next, he sees a post from your last range day with your buddy, and he sees all those scary black assault weapons on the table, and that doesn't. He has to do something about this racist domestic terrorist living right next door. He picks up the phone, he calls the local sheriff's office. He reports you as a threat under the new red flag law. So, follows their standard operating procedures, conducts a no-knock warrant because you have been denied due process and you are guilty until proven innocent. Now you, your lovely wife, and 2 deputies have been killed for nothing. Your daughter will have absolute hell for the rest of her life. She will never be that successful person you dreamed for her to be because of the mental tragedy caused by seeing her parents murdered. The local newspaper will report you were killed after firing on and killing 2 deputies and over 1,000 rounds of ammo and 22 guns were confiscated from your residence. Oh, and those deputies, they were just following orders. They left behind families as well and had served their communities for over a decade. They didn't know you were a stand-up guy and great family. They weren't allowed time to investigate things under due process. They were told you had threatened your neighbor and you were out in the street waving an AR-15 around. This is the reality of gun flag laws. Innocent people will lose their lives. Red flag laws will be used for petty and vengeful reasons without merit, just like they're used on Facebook. Your thoughts, Doc?
Well, you're absolutely right. And Stacy Roberts, she's right in there too. She said, that's right. The same people that will turn you in on Facebook are the same people that are going to turn you into the cops and are going to end up causing multiple deaths. I would like to think that after they get this going, I would like to think after enough people are killed, they will repeal this law. But I'm not entirely sure that would happen, Wilbur. But I mean, that what you just said, that absolutely nails it. That's the way it's going to go down. Because if they break into my house, something like that's going to happen. If they break into Nathaniel's house, something like that's going to happen. Look, this is a bad law, guys. There's nothing good that can come out of this. And here's the other side of this, guys. Criminals, guess what? Criminals don't obey the law. And there's no law you can pass that the criminals are going to ever obey. There's no law you can pass that would have stopped a single one of these recent, what they call mass shootings, though all three of them, the ones that happened in 10 days, all three of those still didn't kill as many people as died in Chicago over the same weekend. So this whole thing is insane. I don't know. Wilbur, I'm at a loss. I've got some ideas how we can solve this problem, but I think that civil war is simply around the corner at this point, and I think that's going to be the ultimate solution. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is just what the lady just said. I was going to pitch in on that. If you want to see how red flag laws work, look at the Child Protective Services. Okay? A neighbor doesn't like you. A neighbor calls the CPS because your kids are making too much noise in the yard. You end up in family court. You're not guilty of anything. In fact, they say, actually, this is unfounded. We dropped the case. However, we have reason to believe that in the future, this person may harm their children because of all these accusations. We couldn't prove the accusations, but we have reason to believe that's how it really works right there.
Wow. Well, I'm going to have to drop you here, Wilbur. I've got another call coming in.
Fly from the smoking gun of modern day Sam.